AI tools and technologies. So keep in mind your mics off unless you have something to share or unless the speaker asks any question. And we have seen that he, during the process, he asks for our opinions. So we, let's have um this desire to share what we have been learning in the process. And if you have questions, assembly here, and then the Professor Abdias will shortly clarify our doubts. So with no doubts, Marisol, do you have anything to say to the room before Professor Diaz begins?
Well, I just like to greet you and say good morning to everyone. I hope you enjoyed today. Yesterday, it was quite a trip. Wow. There was a lot of information, a lot to learn. I learned many new things yesterday. And I know that today we are going to learn even more. So get ready for this trip. And there we go.
Professor Diaz, the room is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great sleep because today there are even more to learn and to apply as well. So yeah, let's get started. But before we start, I would like to hear and read some of your opinions about yesterday's session. What was your takeaways among all the tools that we learned? Which one do you feel is it's a tool that you will use right away after you finish this seminar? I would like to hear from you. You can open your mic, you can go and chat.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, everything is interesting for me, but one that I like the most is the Microsoft Teams. To me, it's a very complete tool. The only difficult, unfortunately, there is always positive and negative things because some students doesn't have the opportunity to use it because the internet in the schools, at the university level, maybe we can use it a little bit more, but not at the elementary level because the school here, imagine that not even for us, the professor, we don't have internet access to the internet. If we don't have our own internet on the cell phone or whatever, we cannot use it. But it's very interesting, Microsoft Teams, I like it a lot. Everything is interesting, only that I think that little by little, step by step, because everything is a practice. If we don't practice, we don't master the tools, but I like it a lot. And I have to, even I have pending the tasks because I wasn't sure, but it's, as long as we continue with the seminar, it clears things out. So thank you very much. It's very interesting.
Thank you for your comment. And yeah, you're totally right. In order to master these tools, you have to use, that's the only way. That's how I learned how to drive a car. I learned 2 years ago. And for me, it was really scary at the beginning, and more with these streets in Panama, the people that get the car. But as I continue driving and learning how to avoid crazy people out there, I managed to learn how to drive. And the same thing is probably for these tools. Once we start and we go to an open ChatGPT, we will see so many things to do. we go to Microsoft Teams, so many options to that we have to create a class, to create an assignment. But once you explore tool by tool, feature by feature, you will notice that it's just a matter of um, being using it, trying to, um, um, I would say inspect everything, how it works, all the options that it has. So I think that's the only way. That's the only way to actually learn how to use. Yes,
Hello.
yes, Professor Modesto.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I am at this point,
Morning.
like in my first year of experiencing teaching. Once a teacher at a master's program said to me, changes will not happen in the content. Changes will happen in the medium. No, when I saw the program yesterday, how to program a class, it's exactly the program we did with typewriters, with computers, typing, but it opens new ways, new ways. No, unfortunately, our students are ahead of us, much far than we can think of, and we will discover that as soon as we begin introducing these things in our classes. No, little by little, they will go all the way because that's part of their generation. But I'm so glad that you have programmed this seminar, and we'll keep in touch because the window has been opened, the sun is coming in. It's a new way to do things. See? So I feel like I'm beginning my teaching career, which is good at my age. Okay, guys.
Thank you for your comment. And yeah, even like every day I hear about a new tool that came out, a new update that came out from Microsoft Teams. Like when you go to Microsoft Teams, you will find the speaker progress as new. So imagine. So, and that didn't exist like 2 months ago, and now it's a tool that it's really helpful for all of us, our students. So we don't know what the future is bringing to us, and we have to be ready and we have to be updated because that's the only way to at least be in the same pace of our students. Because sometimes we let's say it happens to heard from other teachers. Like I know these students are using ChatGPT to write their essays and this and that, and no worry about it. I even though I'm the one um I'm creating this space for you to use these tools, but also there is a line that the students should not cross. And here is where I will teach you probably today or tomorrow, depending how the time goes, how to detect ChatGPT that or any chatbot on your students work, because it's really important that it's not only using it for the sake of it. There has to be a regulation of how to use it and when to use it. Okay, perfect. Let me see here in the comments. Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, we use these tools depending on the context or our classroom settings. So for example, in my case, I decided to, I decided to study or learn about artificial intelligence, not because I was like, well, maybe this is something like I should learn about, but it was a need actually. Why? Because I work in an Orthodox, well, I used to work mainly in an Orthodox Jewish school. And as I explained the other day, there are not many things to get from internet regarding teaching English for this specific group of students, because there are like a list of 500 things that you cannot do, say, and so it is almost impossible to teach if you see it that way. So no video because there is a woman that doesn't have a modest clothes. Um, there is a group of kids mixed with girls, like boys and girls mixed. That's not possible, and of course, it is it is a difficult task to find resources for these kind of students. So I heard that there were people using well, it wasn't even a video. I think it was a paper talking about AI for personalized teaching and learning. And I'm like, well, I know ChatGPT. So maybe I can do something about it. And I asked ChatGPT, well, could you create a reading about this and that, but instead of Maria and Jose, now Jose and Mario playing together at the park. And that's how it started. And then I noticed that, well, I can do whatever I want, actually. If I want to teach grammar with specific examples, I can just create examples that are suitable for Orthodox Jewish schools. I can create images that I don't have to go over and over with edition and all of that. No, now it's time saving, but also I feel like my students feel even more engaged with the kind of resources I'm bringing, because they know that this doesn't exist. This is not anywhere available on internet. It's something that was created exclusively for them. And believe me, that make them feel really special. Okay. So let's start where we ended yesterday. Give me just 1 second here. Mhm. Okay, perfect. So let's recap a little bit. Yesterday we were learning AI tools and technologies for teaching English. And we explored different tools. One of those were Microsoft Teams, right? So just to go over certain features that that Microsoft Teams provides is a speaker progress, right? Which, as we um, delved into yesterday, it was basically tracking students' spoken responses, giving immediate feedback to the students, and also open a window of possibilities for your students to practice by themselves, right? Then we had the reading progress, which is very similar to the previous one, but is more focused on reading skills, right? As I mentioned yesterday, this special tool is not only for is not really exclusively for reading. They're practicing other skills as well, because they have to speak. If you go further, they could write, probably not in the tool itself, but something that let's say this reading progress activity was asynchronous. And once they finish this specific homework, when they come back to class, you can decide to, well, based on what they read, like they can write something about the reading, about what they think the reading was, anything. Also, it is something that will make the students feel a little bit secure, safe, less anxious, because let's face it, there are students that they don't like to read aloud because they are afraid of making mistakes, mispronouncing words. So I think this is a good alternative for students that might feel stress when they have to do this type of task. Then we have search progress, which is a tool that will help, I would say, university level students for the purpose of finding reliable sources on internet. So basically, this tool is a search. It has like a search bar similar to Google or any tool like this. Call it Microsoft Explorer, Brave, Google, Chrome, right? And here, depending on basically this search progress tool will figure out if what in the results that you get from what you type on the search bar, it will rate it if it is reliable or not, if it has authors, and so it will help the students to at least have an idea of where they're getting information from. It's very situational tool, but I don't think it's worth mentioning that this tool exists and is there. And also we know that Microsoft Teams has AI assistants that will be time saving for you. So every time you start a new assignment, of course, you will have the opportunity to write like a script first of what your assignment will be about, and then you let the AI tool to create the rest of it. Of course, you can edit, you can select, you remember that there were some options. So it would allow you to generate the assignment instructions depending on what you want. If you want a step-by-step assignment, explaining step-by-step what they have to do, okay, you select that one. If you want to clarify certain concepts, then you press that option. If you want to simplify the assignment, probably is too long for what you're actually requesting, then you can simplify it. And so many options that you have there. Also, we were working on Reflect, right? Here. We were working on Reflect. So every time we are about to submit the assignment, we have an option called Reflect where we can have we can receive feedback, most of them anonymous, of how our students are feeling regarding the assignments that we are providing. So it will send the alarms in case we notice that maybe the way we are teaching or the type of assignments that we are providing to the students are creating some level of anxiety or some level of stress. So I think it's really important to check on it, because this is there will be students that will say it aloud. That of course there's always one student that will say how they feel and propose certain ways so they don't feel stress in the class. But I think this is a tool where you don't, well, for the students that they don't have to confront the teacher, so they can use it in a way that to communicate um, their emotional situation during class. Okay, so any question regarding Microsoft Teams? Would you like me to go over again and briefly show the features, or I move on?
Yeah. Okay. Are you speaking about all the features that you had speaking about it?
Well, yes, but especially Microsoft Teams.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I will briefly review, just like
Yeah.
5 minutes to just refresh where everything is. Okay. Okay. Give me this one. Okay, perfect. Nice. So yeah, again, here, this is a Microsoft Teams workplace. So remember that when we are where the tools are will be once you enter one of your classes, right? So you have many classes here. You will select one of those, right? And you will select.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sorry, Abdias, because
Mhm.
you gone. Yeah, I don't know, you mentioned before how to enroll the students to Teams. I asked yesterday if they need an account and you say no, but how to invite them to get into the Teams?
Oh, okay. What I said yesterday is that they don't need an institutional account. Of course, they need an account, but but a Microsoft email, like Outlook. They need an Outlook email, basically. Okay. And the way you do it is here. Let me where is it? Here. Okay. So again, so you have your classes. If you don't have any class, you just go here where it says Teams. You press Teams, you get this. If you have different classes, they will all be displayed here. If you don't have any class, you will go here on join or create. In this case, you will create the the class, basically, right? Once you create the class, it will ask you like, what's the name of the class, what's a short description of what the class is about. it will actually give you the opportunity to to mm, um, get your students in the class, right? By submitting their emails, and they will be sent an invitation that they have to send, basically. In case you didn't do that during the Teams creation, you will go to the class that you just created here. And then here, we'll press these 3 points here for more option. And then you put add member. So in add member, you will write their emails, and they will be, these will send a notification to the students, and they have to accept.
Write an invitation.
Yeah, an invitation, yes.
Okay, thanks for the plus.
You're welcome. So yeah, again, and this is how it looks like, right? Then you will go to, you have different things like a class notebook where you submit modules or any kind of document that you need for your students. Then here is where the AI tools are, which is in assignments. Then in assignments, if you have, you will have the ones that are created already. If you want to start a new one, then you go to create. But it will give you different options. It will give you an option for quizzes. It will give you an option for a new assignment that you can start from scratch. And then if you don't want to go over in a specific assignment that it's not, you won't really grade it, but probably let's say it's just for practicing a certain skill, then you go to learning accelerators. You can actually make this as part of your the culture of your class, that every week or every 2 weeks they have to go over reading progress, they have to go over speaker progress, because you're telling them that, okay, in order to improve your reading skills, in order to improve your speaking skills, you have to do this weekly. You can do that. So in that sense, you can actually track the progress of your students regarding these 2 specific skills that your students are working on. So again, you're in assignments, you click assignments, you click on create, new assignment, quiz, and learning accelerators, right? So you in the assignments, you can put the learning accelerators. Yeah, totally. But in case you don't want to create a whole assignment just for them to practice something, yeah, whether it's speaking or it's reading, you can do it separately without creating an assignment, because probably this is not something that you will grade, but it is something that they have to do before getting into a new topic or an activity. So you decide as a teacher, you decide how to use it. Okay, in Teams, there's not such a thing as paid version. Well, I think there is, but most of the professors here, what they use is the institutional email. If you have one from Universidad de Panamá, you have one from Educa. As I said yesterday, I use the institutional email from ITSE. right? And it works perfectly, right? I will have all these features. And you will also have Copilot here. And Copilot will work the same way as ChatGPT and any AI chatbot, right? So you can even like work on, let's say you want to create a reading comprehension related to something that probably it is too specific that you won't find it on internet. You can create your reading here, right? You create your reading here, and it will create the activity, the task that you requested, and you can copy that or create a document, a Word document of what you get from here, ChatGPT or Gemini, and then you will submit that document here once you want to create an assignment for reading progress. Another thing, if you're using Copilot and you want to create an activity that comes from a file, and let's say the file is a big file. Instead of being here, you have 8,000 letters for you to explain what you need. But in case you don't have time to, go in detail and explaining everything that the file has, you can go here and add a file, right? So let's say I decide to select this one, right? I was here, attach a file, then select the file. Right? Okay, you provide a summary of this document, and it will start reading the document. Right? So once it provides a summary, right, of the document, actually it will give me some prompts, ideas of what should I do. Can you explain a character's role? What are the main themes in the play? So maybe I can ask this. So, but it will provide prompts based on what Copilot read and understand what the file is about, right? So here it gave me the main themes: love, faith, conflict, youth, death, individual versus society. So as you see, there are many things that you can do here, as that are recommended to ask here, of course related to the document that I uploaded. If you need to ask a specific thing, then you do it here. You ask yourself, okay, I need a short version of Romeo and Juliet for my students to practice their reading comprehension. Let's say that probably, as it is right now, it's a little bit difficult for my students. So I could ask it to Let's do this. So rewrite the story suitable for A2 level, right? So as you see, this is what it gave me, right? So as you see, the language changed to a more simplified one, but still keeping some of the main elements of the story. So here again, this is when it comes personalization of the class, your students. Of course, I would like my students to read Romeo and Juliet, but if I use the original one, it will be a headache for them. So yeah, this is when the usage of Copilot integrated in Teams. So you don't have to have a Copilot open in a different place and then go to Teams and then go to Copilot. Like you have everything in one place. Okay, so far, any question?
Professor, a question.
Yeah.
It just could be happen with a written test, or it could be used with a video if we want a summary of a video or something like this.
For this one, it can only add images and well, I haven't tried it out. Let's see.
Okay.
I don't know if Copilot does that, but let's see. No, because I have the
No?
video. No, no. The one
No,
that
okay.
the one that can analyze videos, if I don't mistaken, is Notebook LM. I will go to that later. But yeah, this one unfortunately you can only add files
Written
or
text.
images.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
You're welcome. Any other question before I move on from Teams?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can we all go over, for example, one unit in Copilot? Unit of a test of
Okay,
content.
I cannot hear you well. Could you can you speak a little bit louder, please?
No, I'm asking you if we can go ahead and use it, for example, one unit using Copilot, one unit of a text, of a content.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a document that, let's say, a whole book. For example, I have here, well, it is a little bit heavy, but let's see. I'm gonna show you this. Okay, let's say I have this book from, well, yeah, it is really big. But let's say you have a bunch of documents that have like unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. You can ask
Exactly.
Copilot to just cover unit 1 and it would read it. Of course, the document itself, if it is a PDF, it has to be a very high quality PDF, not something that was scanned from a printer. So it have to be a good quality PDF in order to actually like the AI is able to actually read and identify what unit 1, unit 2, or certain sections of the book or the file is about.
Adida, I'm sorry, this is Anelda. I think that in this case, what we do is like, we can give, like, Copilot is also artificial intelligence application.
So as you were explaining before, so that depends on the prompt we gave Copilot. Because if we are very specific, then it's gonna do it. Because let's see that if we want like a summary from something, we even can ask Copilot to do that, but you should be very specific. Like if you're speaking about a short history, you can then in that case you can ask them like, okay, can you please like make me a summary or be very very specific in your prompt um, of the book. You can give the book name and you can give the title of the the book name and also the author of the book of the short history. So in that way, Copilot's gonna do it for you. So it's like you have been explaining before. So it's gonna do it as soon as we are very specific in our prompt.
Yes, exactly. Copilot works the same way as any other chatbot like
Yeah,
ChatGPT, Gemini.
yeah.
So you only have to know what you want in order to get the best from whatever you are trying to get from Copilot or any chatbot. So yes, thank you, Enelda.
I think that in this case, as you were explaining before too, there are songs that are best than others, or do scenes better than others application. But I mean, I can, for example, like I use Chat GPT a lot, but I also use Gemini, which is good. But sometimes have been finding out that ChatGPT is better than Gemini. But I mean, that depends what you're doing.
Yes, as I said yesterday, ChatGPT tends to do like many tasks better than the other ones, but what other AI chatbots are doing is to basically do different things or have different features that probably ChatGPT is not doing it right now. So yeah, and also
Also,
for this,
also, Adira, also if you pay, that's different.
yeah, and if you pay the premium version, you will have tons of things. You have no idea. It will be helpful for different things, for research, for creating images, for creating videos. Have you seen those videos generated by AI out there on TikTok, Instagram, social media? So yeah, but those are for just entertainment. You can use that tool for creating educational videos. So yeah, there are many things to do. There are many things that we
Yeah.
can create. Okay, I'm reading here. Could you please let me know how can Microsoft Teams show this information in English? Okay, I think you can go on settings, or if you have your computer for in Spanish for default, probably that might affect. So if it's not in on Microsoft, you have to go on Microsoft and see where the settings are. I think it's over here. Wait. See, yeah, to be here. So probably somewhere here is, you just have to go over and there has to be somewhere there, okay? So it's over here. Nice. Great. Any other question regarding Microsoft Teams? Okay, I have a comment here. Students using AI will not have to read a book. Well, I think it's happening right now, and it's been happening that books are not really um they're not selling as they should, because most of the way that students are, or the new generation is decided to read is by using these ebooks, right, on Amazon. And I'm one of the ones. I'm one of the people that prefer to have the physical version instead of the digital one. I don't know. It makes it special to me, I guess. Unless it's something that I have to read, but actually for other purposes than entertainment. If it is for entertainment, I will probably have the physical one, right? If it is for studying and work or something like that, I prefer to have a digital version. So, but you know, I heard, I don't know, I didn't verify well, but I think like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, there was a Korean woman that won an award from literature. And then she said that part of the book was made by ChatGPT, or at least it helped her to write the book in a certain level, to a certain extent. So yeah, and I remember there was a huge discussion back there, like whether whatever you create on ChatGPT is original or not. So yeah, this there is an ongoing discussion whether what you create on ChatGPT can be claimed as yours or not. What do you think? I would like to hear from you. What do you think?
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
What I have heard is there is a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
If you use more than 30 or 35%, then that's not that information or research is not valid, and the university will not validate that for you. In other words, if you are looking for points and you send that reading, or I mean that writing, to be evaluated by the university, it will not be evaluated because it's not yours. So you have to be very careful. That's what I was asking. For example, a student using AI will not have to read a book because AI will do it for them. So is that good? Is that bad? Are we getting the students away from books, especially literature teachers? I think that, you know, they will be very concerned about that. How about composition teachers? As Professor Modesto was saying, how do we check on that? Well, let me tell you, at the English department, we do have a program to check on all those documents that you send to be evaluated that say that you have written articles and you have done this and the other. So we put that into that program, and it tells us how much belongs to AI. And if it is more than 30% that you have used AI, then that is not valid and no points are given to that work. So it's better that we know that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it's something universal in other universities around the world. Um, that some accepts 25%, some others more than 30, less than 30% can be accepted. Because but you have, but also we have to be careful with this. Because there might be someone that is so good at writing that even if it was written by the person himself, this AI detector, sorry, will say that is AI generated. So it can have a false positive. So it's a really difficult task to identify if something is AI or not, to at least for this specific purpose. Jess Velkis.
I want to add something. I want to adding some information that I have in my mind. Okay, right now I think that we have to be aware of ChatGPT and AI and everything that is comes, but we have to be aware also to use our original information from books. So I recommended just use ChatGPT that since the beginning you were talking about that. ChatGPT and AI are helpful tools. I'm using as a helpful tool.
So
Yes, that's what I was going to say about the same. Um, as a writing teacher myself, and also a writer in the sense of I like to write. Um, I think that I can do it at a certain good level. That's it. That's it. No more than that. Not beyond than that. But I've gone through those experiences. As I heard, yes, there are some programs that can tell us, for example, what the authenticity of or validity of an article, and will tell a percentage. And well, that would be a good way to test if students are doing the work or they are just relying. The second way to verify this is by having short assignments in class and having them using no technology at all, but their own abilities or writing skills, where you will test vocabulary, grammar, and then mechanics in general. And then that will provide us some kind of reference to then compare a work on their own with the ones that they can do on them by themselves using artificial intelligence. That's the way I have found out, for example, some obvious, not authentic works. But the other thing, a third a good way here, or a good reference, the ones that are very good at, they will not rely on the tool to have made to complete the whole writing. They will probably use the summaries, see, because that saves time. But they will make their own writing just by having the information and then rewriting it. In my case, in my classes, what I insist is in the paraphrasing, which we spent almost one complete month to work on, so that I'm very sure that they know how to paraphrase, how to quote, and use the different um, options that we have according to APA or even MLA at some point, so that they will know how to do it instead of using or copy pasting exact information from. That's what I can provide as an experience.
thank you so much. So the key here is to make sure how we are assigning the material. What do I mean by that? Like if you tend to just provide an assignment where, okay, you have to write an essay about this and that, and that's it, at home. So they'll do at home. Most of them will find the easiest path, and the easiest path is to go over ChatGPT, Gemini, hey, write me an essay for this and that, putting all the instructions that you as a teacher provided, and they will create it. And of course, if that's the only task, they will do that. However, as Professor Belkis mentioned, it is you need to combine many aspects of that activity. So maybe they have to read a book, digital, physical, doesn't matter. But besides reading the physical book, they have to do something else. Let's say they have to find certain things for reading comprehension. So instead of doing that asynchronously, they can do it in class. So you avoid that the students are just using these tools for these purposes. But also, we have to teach our students more when it comes to writing and literature, that you can use AI, but for these specific things, like for example, vocabulary. So maybe I don't understand a specific word. I remember when I was in my third year of my bachelor degree in English. I remember I read I don't remember the name, to be honest, but it was so I remember it was a piece of paper, and it looked so old that I knew it was going to be troublesome to read. And then I started reading, and every 4 words I have to go to my dictionary and see what the word meant. And then I noticed that my dictionary didn't work because that was all English. So I have to go on my search for the word on my phone. And back then there wasn't ChatGPT and all the stuff, so it was like really difficult to find information, and more is if it is something that probably it is too old to actually like find recent information about it. But yeah, like if you teach your students to use AI tools for specific purposes, I don't have um, uh, good imagination for a specific um, piece of a novel that I'm reading. Probably I could ask for, hey, I'm having trouble finding the motive, the this and that. Probably in that way it will helps. I know that you should be the one that should find it, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult. It's not everyone is was made for um 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 literature, and not everybody was made for writing. So, but as long as you as a teacher, the expert in this regard, teach your students well. But for teaching how to use the tools, you need to know the tool, and that's the thing. So if you know how to use the tool and you yourself have tried it out of how to pretend that you are the student and trying to look for all the ways to find answers or information based on your instructions, you will know the pattern of what the answers will be, and what your students will get if they try to do certain things on ChatGPT or any AI tool. So that's the key. It's the way we frame the assignment, so we avoid these kind of practices that at the end it affects the student because they won't learn anything at all. Okay, there was two people raising their hands.
I was one. Actually, you were mentioning sometimes it's the use that we professors find on those tools. As for example, in writing, after they have done their own paragraph or whatever, it would be nice for them to give them to paste that text into a grammar check so they can find their own mistakes and that will be a self-assessment. So before you giving them their feedback, they can do it by themselves. So it's a good strategy like to practice and to do that work that they need before we grade it, right?
Yes, exactly. And as I said to one of my students, you can use ChatGPT as your assistant, not as your personal slave. Where ChatGPT, you have to do this and that, and no, do it again. No, it sounds too good. Make it like if I'm doing it. So I've seen students doing so, and I'm like, no, no, that's not how you should do it. That's not how you should do it. You should y- y- again, in order to teach how to use artificial intelligence in a responsible way, we as professors need to know how to use ChatGPT or how to use AI. So we know what to expect is our students try to go into these shortcuts, I would say. Yes, Enelda.
Okay, something I want to add is that in one way or another, what we can do now is with artificial intelligence now, and what we need to do is we need to change our way of teaching. So now we don't want to be asking for vocabulary, we want to be asking for answering questions or giving students questionnaire and anything like that, things like that. Because I mean, that can be done by students in even minutes with Chat GPT. For example, in this case, now that we are dealing with artificial intelligence, as I said, we need to change our way of teaching. So what we can do now, or what we should be doing is like handing projects or base learning project where a student has to apply their knowledge. They can use artificial intelligence, but they need to do the project based on what they have learned or they have been searching in ChatGPT. Okay, they can search, but they need to apply the knowledge. Okay, because in that case, for example, they can work in role play. For example, in a role play, I mean, they can search or they have been able to search, but how are they gonna apply that? So they need to apply that. Okay. Also, they can develop some comic too. Oh, but how they gonna do that? So those are projects that they have to do it, but how they gonna be doing that? Because it's not just the doing the project. So what steps you follow to do the project or to complete the project? Okay, because I mean, you can search that. I mean, whatever thing have been, if we can search right now everything on ChatGPT, but how you gonna apply that? So what we're gonna, in summary, what we can do is we need to let the students, okay, you get that knowledge, or we help you to get that knowledge, but now I want you to apply that knowledge doing this. As
Yeah,
you were
exactly.
explaining.
We have to be very meticulous in the way we
Yeah.
plan our lessons because that's the key. That's the key to avoid that students use these tools in the way we don't want to. But if we as teachers we don't have a good plan of how to manage and avoid our students to fall into the trap of using AI, then is where
Let's say, for example, you give a student like, okay, you need to read, you were speaking before, like Romeo and Juliet. Okay, I ask a student to read, okay, but are gonna be able, all of them are gonna read it? I don't know, maybe they're gonna look for a summary or something. Okay, I remember I asked you to read Romeo and Juliet. Okay, all of you read it? Okay, now what I want you to do is make a summary. Okay, that's okay, but besides the summary, I want you to do a role play based on the summary or whatever scene you were able to do it. Because maybe you were not, I wanna see or I wanna know if you really know about what is Romeo, what is the history of Romeo and Juliet. Because maybe not all of them are gonna be able to be reading. Some of them, but we know them to know what was going on in that history. So I think that the whole scene is based on, as you said, how we plan our classes or find a way that we can evaluate themes that the students are not going to be able to base the whole scene on ChatGPT or any artificial intelligence applications.
Yeah.
Because even
yeah.
as you said, even like there is one that is called like Motion, like Mootio, that if you give them a history, they're gonna be able to create a comment. But we also, it's something that like we as teachers are facing a lot of challenges with artificial intelligence, because we also should know if they have, is that, let's say that we assign them to develop or to create an animated history, okay? So how we know if it is done by them or it has been done by any artificial intelligence. So we also need to know a lot about this artificial intelligence application. It's a challenge for us too. It's a big challenge for us.
Yes, it is. So yes, again, the key here is to know the enemy. But for me, I will consider AI as a frenemy. I call it like that, frenemy. So is your friend, is your enemy, depending how you see it and in what specific context you face it, right? So it can be your friend, but it can be your worst enemy if you're not well prepared to confront these situations as Professor Batista mentioned.
Yeah, but because like something I want to add is like okay, like a presentation. There is Gamma, for example, that give you a presentation just in minutes, and also AIPPT also give you a presentation in minutes. So are we gonna be able to ask the students now to create a presentation for us? Has that presentation been created by the student or have that presentation been created by artificial intelligence application? Sorry. So that was just something that I want to.
Thank you. Thank you for your intervention. I think it was really insightful. Okay, let's keep going. So yesterday we ended up here, right? Well, it was in another one, but here you remember that we were working on Notebook LM for education. I mentioned that this basically what it does is to summarize long text, PDF, articles, also it was mentioned that these can be used for both educators and students. So educators for if you want to create a summary of your class, let's say the takeaways of your class, you can write it down. You can write down or create a document of your own summary, and then you upload that summary on Notebook LM, and they will the app itself will generate like a podcast kind of audio, so their students can hear the whole summary, like if it is a conversation. Um, okay, so that's for you to create basically material for your students, and for your students to basically have an audio version of whatever you want them to learn or listen to. Okay, so yesterday I was trying this out, but it takes time. It takes like 5 minutes to actually generate the audio, depending on how how long the file is, right? How heavy. Okay, give me just 1 second. Like just 1 second. Give me. Sorry, my cat got trapped in the bathroom. I didn't notice. Okay, so where are we? We are going to. I was going to share the notebook LM. So yeah, yesterday what I was doing was to show you how to use Notebook LM. For this, you only need to have a Gmail account, Google account, basically. Once you enter and then you sign up, you're able to create your own audio. How? You have to first submit, right? You have to submit a document. In this case, I submitted one of my lesson plans for my sixth graders, right? So it gave me like a short summarize of it, and then I created the audio. So it created a 13 minutes audio. So let's see how it sounds like.
The deep dive, everybody. We've got a really interesting set of learning materials to dig into today.
Oh, I'm excited.
I think you'll like this one.
Yeah.
We've got a sixth grade EFL lesson plan.
Okay.
EFL, that's English as a foreign language. And this one comes from March 5th and 6th, 2025.
Wow. Very specific.
Very specific. So we're going to be looking at kind of 2 days of lesson plans and seeing what we can.
By the way, these people are not real. It's just artificial intelligence, but they sound so real that at first one of my colleagues sent me this to me, and I was like, why are these people talking about me? Do they know me? Because I thought it was like a real podcast, but it's actually generated by AI. So I was like, wow. Really?
Can glean from this. And today, I think our mission is to extract some interesting insights into how language skills are built, even at this fundamental level.
Right.
You know, we might even be surprised by a few things here. So we'll be looking at phonemic awareness.
Okay.
How vocabulary is reinforced and acquired, and of course, the ever important grammar.
Oh, the fundamentals, the building blocks.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. Starting with, let's see, this is Wednesday, March 5th. And their warm-up activity was a phonemic awareness speed challenge.
Okay.
Now-
I like it already. A
Yeah.
speed challenge.
Phonemic awareness, for those of us who
So as you see, it will react to the document that you uploaded. If you upload a document about, I don't know, something that your students have to read or have read previously, and you just want to create an extra resource where they can listen to it as a podcast version. Remember, there are students that are better at listening instead of reading, but of course they have to read anyways. but making sure that there are the same material for but different format for all of your students. So I think this is a great way to incorporate listening, passive listening as well, because this is something that you can hear, you can listen to it while you're driving. So, well, I'll have to study about, I don't know, the pilgrims, but probably I don't have the chance to read it right now because I'm driving. But what if I have an audio version of whatever it had to be read, right? So I think it's a good alternative for your students. You can use it in your class. Let's say you have a document that instead of be read aloud by someone, you can just provide the audio and all the students can listen to it and then have a discussion about it. So really easy. I will do it from scratch again. So again, so here is what you see once you enter Notebook LM. I will send the link here. Uh, wait. Perfect. So I sent it on chat, so you can save the link.
Excuse me, Adida,
Yes,
can I ask a question?
sure.
Sorry, I can hear very well. I can listen to you very well. But okay, what you did before is just you ask the application to create an audio for you, or you just paste it. You create a prompt for that or not?
Not necessarily, but you can, depending of the specific purpose of the audio, right?
Let's see the one that you created before, because there were two people speaking about it in the recording.
Yeah, so
So
that's why I will create one from scratch, so everyone sees step by step of what I did.
I'm sorry. Is that the audio is
It's okay, it's okay. Okay, so we are in Notebook LM, right? This is the homepage. This is the first thing that you will visualize once you enter the link, right? So in case you don't have an account, then you sign up. If it is your first time, if it's not your first time, you sign in. My cats being cats. Now you go here on create a new one here. You click, right? So what you're going to do here is to submit a document, right? It can be a YouTube link as well. So very interesting. You can upload a YouTube video, which is the one that somebody asked me if there is an app that can analyze videos. Well, YouTube videos can do that. You just have to provide the link. Okay. If you have documents on Google Drive, you can search the documents depending on the email that you decided to sign in. If you have plain text, or you just want to copy and paste text from a document or something like that, you can do so, right? Or if you have a specific document, you have it here. You go on your downloads and find it. Okay. So in this case, we go over. Oh, here you can upload videos as well, as you see. These ones are videos. So in this case, I would like to, let's see, something short, so it doesn't take too much time. Okay, maybe this. Okay, this is one of the stories that I made for my students. So let's see. So once it is uploading, it will create like a short summary of what the story or document or anything the video is about. So here. So here it says that the Dark Star, which is the title of the story, it's um giving basically um a short summary of what the content of the book or document is about, right? So here, as you see, it's defining like providing like a well structured summary of the story from what I see. And here you have other tools that you can use. So for example, you can add, okay, here. You can add notes if you want to remember certain things about the document. You can make a summary and an audio, right? And this one is a written one. So let's say I want to generate the audio, right? So once it generates the audio, you will have different options of what you can do once the audio is created. Right?
Excuse me, can you repeat how we go from the reading to the audio?
Okay. So after you submitted your, well, when you were in the home page, you go on the option that says create. Once you go on the option to create, it takes you to the workplace where you have the option to upload. Then you go here. There was like a big square that says submit, upload your document. Below there was options like providing a YouTube link, Google Drive, and some other options. Once you upload the document, in this case, I uploaded this document, which is a story. It will take some minutes, some seconds, and it will provide like a short summary. I don't know why this is in Spanish, but well, it will create a short summary. And once you have that summary, is where you can start asking asking questions about the document. For example, I select this one, right? So it will read the whole document again, and it will give you some of the possible answers, right? That's why you have to read it in order to verify if if the information is correct or not. And there is actually another option that once the audio is created, while they're speaking, you can interrupt and ask them information regarding the document itself, like if you're interacting with like real people. Okay, so I will go back to this later. So let's continue. So again, this probably is a very situational situation where you need to create images for a certain purpose, right? So let's say you are working on a PowerPoint or a Canva presentation. You would like to find a picture that actually represent what the text is about, but then you go on internet and you don't find anything, and the one that you like is blur, is pixelated in a way that is impossible to recognize what the picture is about. So for those cases, you have AI image generators for different purpose. In this case, I have it for storytelling, but we will get there in a few minutes. Just 1 second. Okay. Here is ready. So here again, I uploaded the PDF, right? The PDF was uploaded and generated a summary, a short summary of what it's about. And you can ask questions about the document. Then you could ask to create an audio. It will be here, but since it's already created, their option is it's not here, but then the audio is ready.
Welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be talking about Eliyahu. He's a spy, and his story really gets going when he arrives in this city, you know, like right there in the shadow of Mount Fuji. It's almost like the mountain itself is watching over him. And he's got this mission, super secretive, and the sources we're looking at today, wow, I mean, they paint a vivid picture of this world of espionage mystery.
Yeah, they really do. And that atmosphere, you know, right from the start, it pulls you.
So it has another option where you can interact to it.
Dive. This time, we're going to be talking about Eliyahu. He's a spy. And his story really gets going when he arrives in this city, you know, like right there in the shadow of Mount Fuji.
Oh, hey there, what's up?
Hey, I have a question regarding the story. Could you?
Hey, what's your question?
Yeah, we're happy to answer it.
Okay, let's unpack this before we move on.
What's on your mind?
Totally. And it doesn't take long for things to get going.
You're right.
Eliyahu gets a summons, a clandestine meeting in a dimly lit bookstore.
I know, right?
It's like a classic spy movie.
But as we said, it's a world where information is gold.
For sure. And this old man, he slips Eliyahu a note.
So mysterious.
Just one word on it, temple.
Temple. Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
Hello, could you tell me the mission of Eliyahu?
Hey, that's a great question.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So from the beginning, Eliyahu is trying to get to this temple.
Yeah, it's written on the note after all.
But what do you think he wants to do there?
That's right. So he needs to find out why that.
So Isn't that amazing? That is actually like the audio, like they go on with the audio that is already pre-recorded. But now it's like I'm entering the discussion and they're talking to me and I can ask questions about it and they will make me join the whole discussion. So it's really cool. And you can actually use this with your students. And guess what? Free. This one is free, I swear. You can use it as many times you can. So of course you have to be like well prepared audio so you know what the content of the audio is. Right? The audio can last even 1 hour. That's the top. So yeah, you can use this for a round discussion, or I don't know, a book you just read, something that was previously taught, and then there's like a wrap up. So it's up to you how you would like to use it. But let me go again and show you like what other things you can use. So again, you put you play here.
Word was given.
Well, the old man gives him the note with one word,
Then something spooks the old man.
and that's when Eliyahu is thrust into the action.
A shadowy figure is following him.
Then all hell breaks loose.
Let's get back to the action.
Right. So, oh yeah, go on.
I would like to know the setting of this story.
Well, you want to know about the setting.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's really important because it's like a character.
Let's unpack this.
So right away, we're dropped into this bustling city.
Yeah, that's right.
Think neon lights, narrow streets,
A sense of mystery.
and that looming presence of Mount Fuji in the
The
background.
mountain is huge.
It really gets the stage.
Yeah, it's a city filled with secrets.
And then we have locations like that quiet tea house
We'll talk more about it soon.
and the ancient temple on the edge of town.
The setting is very important.
Okay, so where were we?
He feels like he's being watched.
Oh, yeah. And all
So
of a sudden, bam.
so as
Not
you see,
again.
after they answer my question, they will keep going with what the original audio was about. And if I hear something interesting, but I don't understand, they will react like, yeah, tell me. So really cool app. To be honest. Okay. Perfect. Any comment, any question about Notebook LM?
Just one question. I was
Yes.
trying to do it at the same time that you did it with mine, but I don't know how to introduce myself into the conversation. Where do I have to click in order to join the conversation?
Okay, let me show you here very good. Where is it here? Okay, so let me go to a new one. So the ones that I created yesterday. So once you have the audio created here, you will have this interactive mode. You press it and it will ask you to allow the website to use your mic, and then you start playing.
Welcome back to the deep dive, everybody. We've got a really interesting
you.
set of learning materials
Yeah.
to dig in.
So every time you want to intervention, you can put join, then react like, yes, tell me. And then you ask your question. Good stuff. Okay. Anything else? Any comment? No? Okay. Very good. So let's keep going. Or you can leave your comments and I can read it later. No worries. Okay. Here we are again. So for the purpose of creating images, we have different options. DALL-E 3 is for those who already have ChatGPT. You can do this for free, like 10 times a day. The free version. If you have the premium one, you can do it unlimited. There's no limitation for this. However, if you are like 30 minutes, 1 hour, like non-stopping creating images, it will tell you that, like, okay, you have to wait at least 20 minutes. So we give you all your tokens back. Okay. And also Canva has a section yesterday called Dream Lab. It's in the web, the homepage where you can create the images. There is another one called Leonardo AI. I noticed that 3 weeks ago it was free, but now it's not, unfortunately. However, there is a new one that I didn't put here because I did my research yesterday, and I would like to share that one with you, which is if you have a Twitter account known as X, you can go on Twitter, and then there is a section below that says Grok, and you can interact with that AI. If you don't want to, because probably you don't want to use your personal X Twitter for educational purpose, then you can go to the website. It's called Grok. It works as ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini is like one of them. Okay. Mm, let me stop here. Camera. Here. So Grok, you have the link to access. So yes, again, a chatbot that works similar to ChatGPT and any other AI chatbot. And besides all the things that you can request using the frameworks or anything in particular that you need, you can ask him to create images. So for example, I can do this. And it will create images, right? It might take some seconds, minutes, depending how difficult it was. Okay, these people don't exist. This is all AI generated. So if you tell me that this picture is it's fake, I'll believe it because it looks real. It looks real to me. I don't know about you, but it looks very real to me. All right. So maybe you would like to work on the art of the image. So I will edit here. Okay. So let's see. what it has. Of course, this picture doesn't make any sense. He looks like he's trapped on the table. However, remember, AI tools, especially the ones that are AI image generators, they are not 100% accurate as the same way they're not 100% accurate when they provide written output, right? So is there things that you have to basically edit by yourself? You have to. I think yesterday somebody told me that the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland um, bigger than what it's supposed to be. Well, in those cases, you have to like go on the AI tool and then request that, okay, make the rabbit smaller, or you yourself with some um, editing tools, you can make the whatever element. Okay, and this is for free. I don't even signed up. It's for free. And it actually gives you more ideas, so you can go and try it out. You can also create your account if you want to have access to different features. Any question? Any comment? Okay, perfect. We have 5 more minutes. 5 minutes to mention what we're going to be doing for the other the next section of the seminar. Basically, there are like two tools that are left to be discussed. And right after we finish and have a short discussion of all these tools that I provided today and yesterday, we are going to have hands-on activities where we have to create something that was exclusively generated by AI, something that you would consider that is it's something that you could use next week for your classes. It will be in group. What you create will be the homework for today. So I will give you enough time for you to complete this task during the last hour. And then once you're done, you can submit it on Google Classroom. So before we go, again, any question, any comment?
I guess that we're going to see, to see really when we start working with the tool. I was just observing because I couldn't get my other computer to connect with the internet to have one screen on one side and working on the other. So it takes practice. It takes practice.
Yeah, it takes practice.
A lot.
could you please check the yesterday's assignment? Because I think there is some instruction that were not complete, like read at least.
Right, they were unclear.
Provide on at least. So I didn't do it because some instructions were missing. So could you
Oh,
please
really?
check that?
Okay, I will verify during these 15 minutes and I will give you my comment, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Any other comment, question before we go?
Just practice, as Marisol said.
I guess if there are no more questions, Veronica, we
Yeah.
can go. Yeah, we can take the
If
break
there
now.
is no more question, we have 15 minutes break. It's now 10 o'clock, so we should be back at 10:15. Enjoy your break with Professor Diaz. So Professor Diaz, the room is yours.
Thank you. Okay,
You're welcome.
let's continue. Okay, so we were here using Grok. I would recommend you to use this one in case you don't have a Canva account or ChatGPT account. You can use Grok for this specific purpose of image generator. So I would like to do something right now. So I would like you to go on Grok and create an image, right? But I would like you to like create the image and then once you create the image, go on the chat section on Zoom and upload the image that you created plus the prompt that you used. For that, I will give you 10 minutes. So I see how how you work on image creation. So I will copy the link here. And put it here again. So you have the link. If you have any question, please let me know. So again, you here is what you have to do. You go on Grok, create an image of whatever you want to the image to be about. Once you create the image, you will upload it here on the chat and provide the the interaction that you had, the input, right? Like create an image about kids, like that. Okay? Chomsky analyzing a syntax. Nice. It looks cool. It's okay. It's okay.
How can I download it? Is it can
You can press the right button of your mouse, and then you have the option of copy or paste.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you well.
Okay. Put the mouse on the image. Press I think it's the right bottom of your mouse, and then you will have an option to download or copy and then paste on here on the chat, or you can take a screenshot and then paste it here. That's what some of you are doing here.
Yeah, because there are some that you downloaded into your browser, right? Into your computer.
Exactly.
So in this case, we cannot do that. We have to do the other option.
Yeah, you can do this the screenshot. That works.
Okay. All right.
Okay, an image of the town Pedací in Panama back in 1931. Well, I don't know. I wasn't there, but it looks like it has the idea. It has the idea, which is really cool. Okay,
If the image if the image does not fulfill what I require, can I ask for more? Continue asking for more, right?
provide feedback to the AI and see what it generates.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So I have image here. Here's some kids playing soccer.
Sorry, Matías, I need some help. It says completado, but it did not give me anything.
Okay, go and try to like write it again or redo.
So should I click on deep search think?
No. If you go on your input, the thing that you wrote, there is there is like a little pencil that says edit.
Yeah.
You click and then send again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So create an image of elementary students working in a classroom. Perfect. One tip here, you can actually mention the art style. So if you would like to have an art style of cartoonish, realistic, pop art, I don't know, watercolor, Lego. Yeah, you can do all of that, right?
Okay, I share because yesterday I kept the idea of the Romeo and Juliet, but it was not contextualized. I mean, you use it as a model, and then we were looking at Panama, right, like in Casco Viejo, that area, but the customs or the two guys, I mean the couple were using their dressing of the time, the Renaissance over there. And now I just simply added an additional instruction contextualized in today's present, the present urban Panamanian or setting. And here we have, this is what I have. See, so it changes then the dress code, and that was, I think that it is closer, but it is the same story. Seems to be the same.
Yeah, exactly. It could be the same story, but with a modern setting.
Right. That's very good. That's a nice application. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm seeing some amazing stuff that you guys are creating. And it's really cool because the whole thing of image creation is that you can play with it for vocabulary. If you want to make I don't know, an old story comes to life, um and if you can actually play with some stories that are public domains, so we don't get in trouble with copyright. I don't think nobody will sell anything or get profit from it because it's more for educational purposes. But in the case of Alice in Wonderland, since it's public domain, you can create your the same story of Alice in Wonderland, but let's say it's more adjusted to or modern times. But yeah, why not? Here, the only thing that you need is creativity and a good idea, and the AI tools will help you out to create stuff and bring it to your classroom. Do I sound low when I speak? Or I was
No,
speaking low?
actually, the volume is low.
Actually, it comes and goes. Sometimes it is loud, sometimes it is low.
Okay, maybe I'm the one lowering my voice. Sorry. Okay. Um, got the idea of how to use AI image generators. Does anybody have a question? Of how to use AI image generators? No? Maybe. Does anybody have a question regarding this? Okay, probably. I think I solved it already. I think. Because Notebook LM had my mic opened, so I don't know if that was the case. Okay. Yeah. So once we know how to create images, how to work on chatbots, how to manage frameworks to create anything we would like to do. What about music? We all like music. We all like different type of music, right? Salsa, some of them like more modern rhythms like pop, rock, right? Some people enjoy jazz. So what if we can create a song based on something that we would like to teach? Sounds amazing, right? So let's go on here. But before that, I would like to mention that I think it was understood that the prompt is important. So every time you are generating an image, it's the same way you generate text, right? Information. So if you're ambiguous, draw a teacher, it will just provide something very generic, such as a drawing of a teacher. But if you go here and provide a very detailed prompt of everything you would like to have in that image, it will give you a better result. Okay, good. So when it comes to creating stories, like original stories or an adaptation of a story that is in public domain, remember, we don't want to get in trouble. You can use ChatGPT for that, right? How? So first you generate a story in ChatGPT or any, again, when I say ChatGPT, think of Gemini, Copilot, anything you prefer to use, right? Then after you, I recommend to use the RTF framework for this one, right? Then you have to refine the output in case you don't like the outcomes of the response that you got. Then you can refine it to certain things, like for example, if you missed to mention the proficiency level of your students, then you do it. If there is a specific grammatical structure that you want your students to work on, a list of vocabulary, high frequency words, anything, you can add to it. And also, if there is some specific elements, cultural elements that are really important. Let's say I'm teaching to a religious school, so there has to be certain elements that needs to be respected in the story and the images. That is important. Also, if you want to illustrate that story or that piece of reading, then you can go on the image generator, Grok, ChatGPT, DALL-E, Dreamlab on Canva. You can use those apps to create the images. And then you combine the text image into a Canva presentation, because that's the one I use, but you can do it on Microsoft. No, not Microsoft, PowerPoint presentation as well. And it would look like this. Wait. I'd like to show you how to do it. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. So here I am where I stopped yesterday, which was the creation of Alice in Wonderland. But in this case, I make a change here, because I thought that probably the Alice in Wonderland story wasn't appropriate for my students. Let's say they are elementary schools, and I felt that probably the story that I was going to be provided was too difficult. So I asked to generate the story of Alice in Wonderland for A1 English level, right? And to not make it too long, then I established the amount of words for for the story itself, right? So he created this, right? This is just plain text of the story, right? However, I don't want the story like this on plain text because probably I decided to display the story on slides, but PowerPoint slides or Canvas slides, or whatever app you use for presenting. Okay, I have here still confused with framework. Can you please do a demo how to? Okay, yeah, sure. Let's start. Let's start with a story from scratch. Maybe that will work. Okay. So here again, I have um a clean conversation, right? And I would like to create a story, right? So let's create a story. But first, if we want to use the RTF, that R stands for role, T for task, and F for format. So I should start in that way. In this case, I will recommend you to add the role first, the R, the role. You should add, you should start with the role. So act as an expert in storytelling, teaching English, right? So that is my role, the R. That's the R section of the RTF, right? So now you narrowed the information that the AI will be working on. So instead of going to more generic responses, now we'll only focus on storytelling in language teaching, right? Okay, so that's the R. Now let's go to the T, and the T is the task, and is basically the section where I have to type the most. So here, let's say I would like to have a story, right? Of orange cat visiting different places of Panama City, right? Then in this story, I would like to incorporate vocabulary words related to places in town. Okay. This is for middle school students, and their proficiency level is 8, right? And also I can provide the length of the thing, right? Of the story. So I would say length of your story. No more than 400 words, right? Story. Okay, I will keep it like that. Okay. So I would like to have a story of an orange cat visiting different places of Panama City. In this story, I would like to incorporate vocabulary words related to places in town. This is for middle school students and their proficiency level is A2. The length of this story should be no more than 400 words, okay? So that will be the T, the task. Of course, if I want to be more precise, I will add even more information of if there is some themes that I would like to cover, if there are some social discussion behind the whole story. If I want to teach a lesson of I don't know, save animal from the street, I can do that. Okay. Yeah, it's just a matter of what your intention is and and to have a clear idea of how to conduct the story itself, right? So once you feel happy with your task, the T, then you submit. So here it starts. Orange Cat Panama town story. So start here. Once upon a time, there was a curious cat named Milo, right? And actually gave me the vocabulary words. If I feel that this story is too short, too easy, too difficult, I will start writing um, um, more about it, right? Listen, I just said Panama City, so ChatGPT knows that there is a beach near Cinta Costera, right? He visited Casco Viejo and different places, right? In Panama. So maybe the places where a Panamanian could identify is Cinta Costera, Casco Viejo. And if you would like to add more iconic places, you can do so, right? But as you see, Cinta Costera and Casco Viejo are like very close to it, so it makes sense that that's the road of the cat in the story. Okay, so you could, you know, if you're not happy with the story, here is where you would ask to add more add or discard anything that from the story. Okay. So maybe add more iconic places in Panama City, right? No, not here. Sorry. So what I will do is to go back here, right? The story is here, right? This is still everything that I've been doing in this conversation, right? So add more iconic places in Panama City, right? So it will edit, right? Then it added the Panama Canal, right? And if you want a specific place like Ancon or I don't know, Albrook Mall, the train station, right? So you can do so. You can do so. You just have to have a clear idea. Oh, it visited the Metropolitan Park as well, right? The Bio Museum, Ancon Hill, right? So as you see, ChatGPT, or at least this one, can actually have a certain grasp of knowledge of geographic spaces and some cultural backgrounds from it, right? So I think it's really cool. But then I like this story, but I don't want to like this on plain text, because probably the way I would like to present it is in slides, right? I want to present it as in a PowerPoint format. So here is where the format, the F of RTF, goes to action. So this is the format, right? This is how I want this information that you see here to be presented, right? So here I have the story, right? Divided by slide. So meaning that if you have one slide, it will show this text. And of course, you will create an image based on the text, right? Then you create an image for slide 2 based on the text, right? And that's how you will be creating your own story for the specific needs that you have in your classroom, right? So let's have it here. So it's easier to visualize. Any questions so far?
Professor Abdias,
Mm-hmm.
can you go back a little bit of how did you introduce the written part of the slide 1, slide 2, and so on?
Okay, perfect. This was my okay, here is a typo. I would like this story, right? So here is what I did from the very beginning. So this is the R for role. I assigned the role, right? Then it gave me this. That okay, it will be focused on this specific task. Then here is where I do the T, the task, which is the 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 work that the chatbot needs to do. So in this case was to create a story of an orange cat in Panama, visiting different places. For the linguistic part of it, then I wanted to incorporate vocabulary words related to places in town. It was for middle school, the proficiency level, just to personalize that content to this specific group of students.
That's the RTF completely.
Not yet. Here I'm still on T, right? This is the T only.
I got it.
And once I was happy with the content of the story, is where I do the F, right? Because there is no point of organizing any information that I don't want, right? So once I feel satisfied with the content of the story, I would ask the format. I would like this story to be divided into slides. So slides, meaning that will be a PowerPoint format, right? And that's how I finish the whole cycle of RTF. Is better now?
Of course it is. Thank you.
You're welcome. So here you have your story, and now the story is divided into slides, right? And you have a vocabulary words.
Professor,
yes.
May I ask another question?
Yeah,
Following
sure.
with following with the idea that now you have the story divided into slides, it would be possible to ask ChatGPT to create the slides with images and everything, just with the information you got in every slide. Would it be possible?
Yes, that's the next step. That's the next step. So because I have the premium version, I can create the images here, right? But if you don't have the premium version, you can copy this and go on Grok or Canva, Dreamlab.
Then in that case, since I don't have the premium version, I got
You can use
the
an
free
external
version,
tool.
then I have to do it manually by myself.
Yeah, you have to let's say copy this and paste it on Grok, and then Grok will create the images instead of ChatGPT. But for Grok, you have to give a previous context. Like, okay, this is a story of an orange cat, very important. So it will create orange cats, not any color of cat, right? So those things are very important. So let's write it in different places, okay? So let's try here. Okay, create a book cover for this story. For this story, right? Okay. I want a cartoonish. It's really important. When you're working with images, you have to assign the art direction. If you don't assign the art direction, there will be some images that look cartoonish. There's some images that will look realistic. So it won't follow like the same pattern, right? So it is important to establish the art direction, okay? I want the art direction to be cartoonish, right? For example. Get a book cover for this story. I want the art direction to be cartoonish. If I don't like this, I could ask for some, I will refine it, right? Probably I would say that it looks too childish. Make it appropriate for middle school students, right? So as you see, there's some typos here. You can fix that if you have a tool that can change this, right? I recommend Canva. It has like good tools to just erase this very easily. And I will show you how. But first, I will try to, if in case you don't have ChatGPT Premium to create this image here, I would recommend you to go on a different to a different app that is AI generator. But for that, you need to provide context. How? Very easy. So you go here. Probably what you will do is to copy the whole story, right? Then go on. Where's it? Here. Go on Grok, for example. And then write this. I would like to create a book cover for this story. So I paste it, right? Make sure to follow the cartoonish direction, right? So since I don't have the feature of image creation in ChatGPT, then I move the information that I got from another app and I pass it here. And let's see how it goes. Okay, perfect. So as you see, now I have different options of how to work with the images, right? So let's keep on working on Grok. So let's say that I would like to work on let's work on the image for the first slide, right? And then paste the slide, right? Okay, perfect. So as you see here, I have several options, right? So how would I be presenting this? Okay, I will show you how, some ideas. We can You can do it the way you like. I will just show you how I do it. Okay. So in this case, I will share my screen. Okay. So here is how I will work. Okay. So I will, okay, I'll go here and let's say I like this one, right? As my, as the title, right? As the book cover for my story, right? So I will go on Canvas, right? I like Canvas. It has many features that are really cool. You can go on Microsoft on PowerPoint. That works as well. So in this case, I copy here. Wait, I'll do it. I'll do it again. Press here. The right click. Copy. You can do this on Canva for free. Like for this, you don't have you don't need a paid version. So you paste, right? Let's say I put it like this, right? If I don't like this, I just go to edit, magic eraser, and I erase all the letters that probably I don't want to. And then erase. And voila. I don't have to be a graphic designer for this. As you saw, it's like really, really easy. It's a matter of knowing where the tools are. But then I have the title of my story, right? I just copy and paste it on a slide, whether it is PowerPoint or Canva or any app that you use for presenting slides, right? So let's say I want to have a background picture. So let's say I go for a beach. And probably I like this one, right? And the same way you do in PowerPoint, you just set the image as background, right? And then maybe you can put some elements. Right? Say this. Yeah. And I already have like a digital story, right? So let's say this is the how I will be presenting the story, right? So this is just an idea. You can just have a plain text from what you created on ChatGPT and display it to your students, and only could be only a word document with the story, and maybe you create two or three illustrations for the story. So I like to do it like this. So because in my case I teach also in elementary school, so I think that this way is more engaging. But that doesn't mean that adults will won't enjoy it seeing this way. Okay, because it's a cat, but it can be about anything, to be honest, right? And then for the image and text, let's say I have another slide with this specific background. Then I go to Grok. Remember that we were creating the images on Grok. I go to this one, I press right click. This is based on the first slide, and the first slide was that Milo is a curious orange cat. He lives in Panama City and loves adventures. Today, Milo wants to visit some famous places in town. He is ready for an exciting day, right? And based on this, which is, let's call it the first page, then it will create an image based on the first page, the first slide, right? So let's say I like this one, right? This looks kind of silly, so I like. So I copy. I go back to Canva or PowerPoint, whatever you're working on. Press right and then paste. Right? And then I figure out how to put it, right? So you keep it like this. And what I will do is I go back to Grok. And I see the whole story. The whole story is here. So Milo is a curious cat. This is what your students will be reading, right? So I copy, go back to Canva, right click, paste, right? Probably it is difficult to read, but as you do in Word, in PowerPoint, and in any app where you have to write, you can edit the font, right? So maybe I don't want the font to be black. So let's change it to white. And maybe change the outline to black, right? Maybe I might change the font to something that is more readable, like this, okay? So this is because it's Canva, but on PowerPoint, on Word, you know how to change these features, right? Nice. When I present, it will look like this. And then you keep going with the story. So here I want to create the image for slide 2 or page 2. Then you go here and please create an image for the slide 2, and then you paste what the content of slide 2 is about. Okay. And then you keep going on and on until you finish the whole story, right? In cases of using Canva, this one, you can actually provide background music. Let's write Panama, for example. And I press this one because I like it. And maybe I want to hear tropical. I write the word tropical, go to audio. Let's say I like this. And then when you present, it will have the background or more ambient. that took me 20 minutes. It took me 20 minutes, right? It took me 20 minutes to go over all of this. Of course, probably I would do it faster because I know where everything is and where everything is located and the steps that I use. So yes, again, so first you go on ChatGPT or any AI tool that is a chatbot. You start with a role, add as an expert in storytelling for teaching English. Once you assign the role, then you provide the task, which is the story that you would like to create. In this case, I created an orange cat. This one is my idea, right? Of my vision, probably, right? Then you go to more specifics like what kind of vocabulary they would like to learn, what kind of grammar you would like your students to practice, right? Then when you're satisfied with the creation of the story, right? Then you will start editing to until you get the final product, right? And once you're happy with the product, then you decide whether this will be divided, the format, basically, how you want that story to be presented. In my case, I like my stories to be presented in slides, right? If you want this to be presenting as a book, you can do that, a book format. Plain text format, you decide, right? But I like to do it like this, divided into slides. Why? Because when I start creating the images, it is easier to create an image if I have the story divided in little pieces of text, right? If you don't want to, and you just want to create like two illustrations for the story, that's fine too. So it depends of what you're aiming for, right? But guess what? This is not the last thing that you can do for creating a story like this. You can do something even further. Okay, so now I'm creating a song, right? The lyrics for the song. Right? So here, how awesome it is that it actually recognized that in Cinta Costera, the seafood market is nearby. So I think really cool, really cool. Right? So once I have this, okay, before I go to the next step, any question? I know it's a lot to digest. Any comment? Anything to share?
Well, as I see it, I think it's a matter of trying and, because Canvas is a tool that has a lot of opportunities, and it takes a lot of time to decide where you choose an image or another. So
Maybe the next seminar has to be about Canvas.
kind of, but because in general, I think that what we have learned here during these days is about the tools that we have. However, what I feel is that we also need to participate actively in the construction of all the products that you can have using any of these, using ChatGPT. If I would prepare a story for my students, I would interfere that because I have some ideas that I want to be present in any material that I would use for my students, like my goals, my own goals as a teacher.
Exactly.
So I would interfere with what was created because it was a good format, or maybe because I don't have enough time. But at the end, I would change many things in the document. No?
Yes, exactly. So any AI bot can create whatever, but it's you the one that needs to take what ChatGPT or any bot created and start editing for what you're looking for. You just don't want a story, just want a story for a specific purpose, vocabulary. You want your students to practice a specific grammatical structure. So it's open to do almost anything, even for on phonics. If you want a story that works on specific um, phonetic patterns, sorry, you can do so as well. So yes, it's we can create all we want, but at the end of the day is us, the teachers, who decides what's better, what's suitable for our students and our classroom. Okay. So yes, now that we have the story created, let's work on the last one. Okay, so the last one will be this. Let me show you here very quick. Okay, the last tool that I would like you to go into is, where is it? Here. So Suno AI. So basically, Zuno AI is a tool that creates music or instrumental music depending of the prompt that we provide, right? So for class use ideas, you can do some background tracks for role plays, focus music for reading on or writing sessions. Students practice lyrical analysis if songs are generated in English. Okay. And yes, it's a very fun and tool. I like to use it for a different purpose. Uh, and I actually hear my students humming some of the songs that I make for them. So I think it's a good strategy for different settings. So you decide whether it will fit your class or not. Maybe it cannot be used for all the purposes of your classroom, but there is always space for these kind of tools. So I will share with you the link for you to sign up. It is free. You have you can create, I think, like 20 songs per month. So, and I don't think you will create more than 20 songs per month. So I think it's enough for you to go on and practice with this tool. So let me copy here. Where is the Okay, here. Okay, here is the link. It's called Suno AI, right? Well, let me stop here. And I start sharing over here. Right? So this is how Suno AI would look like. So here is basically like a community where many people create their own songs and they share it to the public, right? So in this case, let's say I want to create a music, a song, or a music video or song for the story that I just created about Milo, the orange cat in Panama City, right? So ChatGPT already created the whole thing, right? Which was here, right? So what I will do is to copy, right? Copy the lyrics, right? I will copy the lyrics. I will go back to Suno AI. I will go to create here. Remember, this is a home page. You go on create. And then you go on costume. On costume, you will on costume you will work on specific things that you want for the story. So you already have the lyrics, you will go and paste the lyrics here, right? ChatGPT gave me the rhythm, right? I will go back. The rhythm says that it's a upbeat reggae pop style inspired by Panamanian rhythms. If you don't like it like that, you can change the rhythm, you can change the melody, you can type it and maybe you want a jazz music, more tropical beat. You can do that, right? Okay, yes, this app have a free experience. But the thing with the free version is that you have a certain amount of tries. I mean, you recover all the tokens like every month, or I think with this one the music the ones for song creation you have certain limits per month. Okay. Um, but here it says for all these activities we have to pay. Okay, there is always a pay version for anything, even if it is free. So ChatGPT can be used free, Gemini can be free, but Notebook LM is free. But if you want more features, unfortunately, in this I would say in this world you have to pay for everything. So but you can, I mean, most of the things that I'm using here are free, or at least you have access to certain features. For example, Microsoft Teams. If you have an institutional account, you don't have to pay anything, right? So again, here, I copy the rhythm, right? I will go back. And here where it says style of music, I will paste it, right? And if I have a title, I will go here. And the title is Milo's Panama Adventure, right? And I paste. And if I feel everything is okay, then I generate. and it will take some minutes to generate the song. And they always give you like two versions of the music. It has the same lyrics, but a different beat, basically. So let's listen to it, the first one.
Down in Panama City lives a cat. Orange fur, big dreams, Milo's all that. From Casco Viejo streets, oh so cool, to Albrook Mall, shopping after school. Milo, Milo, exploring Panama, dancing by the ocean under sun and stars. From the canal to the causeway sea, Milo's adventure, come and dance with me.
Okay, so that's one version. Let's see the other one.
Down in Panama City lives a cat. Orange fur, big dreams, Milo's all that. From Casco Viejo streets, oh so cool, to Albrook Mall, shopping after school. Milo, Milo, exploring Panama.
So yeah. What do you think? Yeah, I think it's really cool that you have this option for creating amazing stuff. And this is only for a story that I just created with you. You saw it. You were you witnessed this. It took me no more than an hour, right? Yeah, I like the first one too. I will share it with you on Classroom, right? But this app does not only work with a lyrics that were previously designed. It can work if you provide a prompt. And since we are experts in prompting, right? We can do so. How? Let's go back again. We are on the home page, right? We're on the home page. Now we go to create, right? So I go on instead of costume, I don't press that option. So I have here in a space for me to write what my vision is for in a specific song. So let's say that this is more educational in terms of learning new vocabulary or grammar structure. So let's say I would like to work on a specific area that I'm teaching. So let's say I would like a song about the usage of CH and sound in English, right? That's something quick like this, okay? Then the melody is jazz. Okay, let's create it. So let's see.
The SH sound, it comes in a clutch. A charming choice, it means so much. From cheese to chair, it's quite the feat. A little chirp so crisp, so neat. Now the SH sounds sleek, a shadowed sigh, soft as silk. It whispers by from shine to shoe. It swiftly gleams, a shushing sound like soft moonbeams. An SH in a delicate dance, flirting in words, a jazzy romance.
Right, so this is the second version.
Oh, the CA sound, it comes in a clutch, a charming choice, it means so much. From cheese to chair, it's quite the feat. A little chirp so crisp, so neat. Now the S-stake sounds sleek, a shadowed sigh, soft as silk, it whispers by. From shine to shoe, it swiftly gleams, a shushing sound like soft moonbeams. An inch in a delicate dance.
Yeah, in the free version, is there a limit of song we can store? No, you can create as many songs you can, and even if you lose the ability of creating more songs per month, you will still have an storage where you can have all of them. Right? So how do you download? Okay, so once you have your songs here, so you come here, you go on download, and here, hear me out. You have the option of MP3 or video. And what's the video? Well, the video is like a picture with the lyrics. So it's really cool that you have option for this, and this is the free version, right? If you want to teach the I don't know, I would say maybe this. The melody is, I don't know, salsa. Let's see. We're here pushing the app to its limit to see what it can do. So I like to do that every time I discover a new app. Okay, so let's listen to the first one. Here's the lyric.
Metaphors dancing in the heat tonight. Similes sparkling under the moonlight. Personification whispers in my ear. Imagery paints the scene crystal clear. Hey there, irony, let's twist and shout. Hyperbole so loud it drowns all doubt. Alliteration steps with perfect sway. Literary beats keep the night in play.
Yeah. So here I have some other projects I have done. So in this case, I have a song for learning irregular verbs.
I eat yesterday, I ate so well. I take the time I took, I can tell. I go to the park, I went on my way. I see the stars, I saw them all day. Dance it out, step and sway. Learn the verbs, come and play.
I have students that study culinary arts, and then I wrote cooking verbs here, right?
Slice the onion nice and thin. Chop the garlic, let the fun begin. Dice the peppers bright and red.
Yeah, I told you this app is really amazing. It's actually, yeah. Okay, can you choose the voice? Yeah, you can mention the prompt that you wanna. Well, you need to know about soprano voice and all of that, and if it is a female voice or male voice, that's you have to define that on the prompt. Okay. But look, I just put the literary elements without mentioning what the literary elements are, and just voila, it created everything. So what that was in a matters of seconds. So I think it's a great opportunity for you to be creative and that could be even a project, as one of the teachers mentioned. Like here, you can create lots of things. You can create a English week with different things that they have learned during the trimester and make it into music or different stanza. Just giving throwing ideas. So for you to see what you can do. So yeah. And I wanted to show you really brief here. How I will be using this in a real classroom environment, right? So in my case, here, I don't know if I'm sharing correctly. Let me see. Right. This is how I present my stories to my students. So remember that they are Orthodox Jewish school, so I have to make sure that everything everything, especially the images, are appropriate for my students, right? So I have this story that I created. The setting is in Japan, right? Plus Canva. Canva, you can add music, right? So, and they will keep reading like this, the same way I created the stories with you. It was the same steps, right? It's the same steps. I went further on. Then I created a music video based on the story. What I do is when I create a new story, I create like and you know, when you go on Netflix or any TV series, you have like the introduction of like an opening of the story of the TV show, and with the music and stuff, and I kind of give you some glance of what the story will be about or is about. So I did it like that using Suno and then Canva. But instead of a PowerPoint presentation format, I made it with a video format, because in that way I can introduce the MP3 format that I downloaded when I was using Suno, the app for creating music. So it looked like this. Where is it? Here. So it will look like this.
Heard in the neon lights of Tokyo, he walks unseen. A spy on a mission, moving swift and clean. With the key in his pocket and danger so near. The truth is a whisper only spies can hear. Elia, the shadow in the night. Unlocking secrets, ready for the fight. Chase through the alleys, hunted from the sky, but nothing will stop him, a liar who won't die.
So basically the story, the story is from Canva, but then, I mean, it's that I make the things passing, the slides passing on in Canva, and then I added the audio that I got from Suno. And it's basically explaining the whole thing and what the plot is.
Here, file with his name, a story untold, a secret too big, a truth bought and sold. The key is a weapon, a lock for the past, but once it is turned, will the world even last? In the shadow of Fuji, the gate stands tall. But once it is opened, will he save us all?
But yeah. This is an example of how you can be creating your own personalized material for specific purposes. So let's say you have a group of students that they're not, depending of their social economical background, they cannot afford buying books to for them to practice any type of reading or things like that. So you the teacher, the one that can create like amazing stuff for your student, combine it with all these tools you have, the images, the music, put everything together, and then you will see that you can create good stuff. And now, any question, any comment?
I was wondering, what was the process for you to connect the wording with the exact part of the audio? Do you have to cut the audio and place it part by part, or if you just upload the audio and it went in sections?
Okay, I uploaded the audio, and what I have to basically make it fit with the music or the lyrics, are the images, making the images longer, or I will show you. I think it's better if I show you how I did it here. So wait, oops, wait. Okay, so let's see here. I have so many stories here. Where was it? No. At this one. So what I had is I can make this longer or smaller, right? So when I was listening to the music, I had to make it fit with the lyrics, right? I cut, and then I introduce the next image, and then I put it there.
Heard in the neon lights of Tokyo, he walks unseen. A spy on a mission, moving swift and clean. With the key in his pocket and danger so near. The truth is a whisper only spies can hear. And liar, the shadow in the night.
So yeah, you have to be very precise in the way you cut the images from one to another. So the lyrics go according to the what is displayed on the screen. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
that's a hard task, but I think it's worth it because at least in case you teach kids, they love it and they feel like remember in this specific context they don't even watch TV. Like they don't have electronic devices at home, or at least that's what the school says. And they don't have access to watch Cartoon Network or Disney channel, anything like that. So for them to see this kind of stuff in the classroom is it's like really cool for them. And if you're planning to use this for any level of education, that's possible. You just have to tweak it in a way that it is effective for the type of students you have. Tomorrow, because I don't think I have much time, this was the last tool I had for you. There are lots of tools, but as you see, it's not only a matter of, okay, tool 1, tool 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, but to actually delve into like each tool and explain in detail what you can do, what you cannot do, what is free, premium, what the free version can do, what the premium version can offer. But really, if you combine everything you have learned so far, you could do amazing stuff in your classrooms. And it's time saving, believe me. At the end of the day, we don't have money to hire a musician to create a song for our classroom. So now we have a tool that takes 5 minutes to explain what we want and then create a song that if you don't tell me it was created by AI, I won't believe it, and I will put it on my radio and hear about I don't know, literary elements. So yep, I will leave this space for discussion. For today's homework, I was planning, I used to have like everything set up for what I want to do on each day. However, I know that when it comes to the usage of tools and explain several things related to AI, you need to take the time to explain and let the student to take their time to digest everything, because it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information that was discussed and displayed today. So for today, I believe I would just like ask you to create several things, like a bunch of images. I will put it on Classroom, but basically I will ask you to create an image for this specific setting, and like three ways for you to use the AI generator, AI image generator, Suno. So you create your own son and you share it with me, and maybe if it is really good, I'll put it in my playlist. The other day, I forgot to delete one of the songs that I have for my kids, and I didn't notice that I knew the lyrics, and it was actually playing on my car. So, and the kids they're just going around humming the spy song. So it's really catchy, and I think it's a great opportunity that you have as teachers to bring something innovative in your classroom and turn the table to and create something that used to be really boring to something fun. Okay. Any comment? Any question regarding what we have been working on today, yesterday, first day?
It seems there's no comments. Oh, okay. Somebody wrote something.
Okay, Suno tool is absolutely amazing. I used it with the lyrics of an existing song, and it generated a completely new song with the same message, but even more catchy. So yeah, you can tweak it. If you already have songs that you know, or a message from a book or for anything, you can create this into a song and still having the same message, and you can play with it to create different rhythms, melody. So yeah, you have the tool, but then the creativity and your ideas is up to you.
Yeah, definitely. This seminar has opened our eyes to be more creative.
Yes.
As there is, and to put in practice, to use everything that is in our environment so that our classroom teaching process will enhance our students acquiring the language. So we just need to practice to be more acquainted with all the AI tools that we can use. So we give you thanks one more time, Professor Diaz. No, not yet.
Hey, no, I would like to tell you that the first day video is already in Classroom, so you can check it. And also that we are confronting some problems with the videos because the university, there has been some riots, I mean, the first and the second day. And then those videos are being uploaded from the university. So when they have to close, you see. And then this is going to be done slowly, provided they have the time span to do it. But because if they have to leave the university, they have to stop it, you see. And that's the problem we are confronting right now. But the videos are going to be uploaded. So you already got the first one. So if you have not done the first assignment, check it and do it. And then maybe tomorrow we will have the second one and so on. So I think that Professor Abdias is going to give you until the 16th. Of what day of March are you going to give for the assignments, Professor Abdias? Because I think it will have to be more than 1 week because the videos are going to be uploaded slowly. You see. So that's how it is. Thank you. Well, I have a good day too. God bless you. It was such an amazing presentation today. I'm just wow. That's how I'm right now. It was awesome. Thank you. Go ahead, Veronica.
You have said it already. So with that, we see each other tomorrow. And the people that has not joined Classroom, please try. And if you can, please ask for help so that we all can comply with our assignments. So see each other tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and remember that the assignments are part of your 40 hours, and the extension and the extension office already sent a message that you have to comply with at least 80% of the assignments. If you don't have that 80%, you won't be able to get your certificate, and that's an official communication that was sent from the Humanities College itself. Please do your assignment. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. See